Okay, I'm just going to throw out a few caveats here and get my head together as we go. So I don't know why I've become this drama channel. Apparently I'm not about the drama. I'm going to generally talk about this respectfully, and I think that that's really important now more than ever. We're seeing a man here really sad, and that's an uncomfortable situation, and it's a sad truth that he's sad. Okay. Hi everyone, thanks for jumping in. Okay, but I do think this should be covered. I think that's fair to say. I covered the entire Hbomber story, what happened, the video, the aftermath, and I feel like I should cover this. Because we kind of knew this might happen. I think many of us knew that there was going to be some form of a comment from him. But James Somerton, I think that I've watched this through just briefly, and I want to kind of give my side of what I think, having been someone that's followed this quite well, I would say. Probably not the best, but not the worst either. Now, I will throw a few caveats out here, okay? This video has only just come out. Someone in my fandom messaged me with a link and said, you might want to check this out. And I thanked them and gave it a watch. And I decided to jump straight on a live stream. There is an urgency to this. I think that there is a hot off the press element for sure. And I think someone said that there's usually you don't react to something straight away on YouTube because it would swallow the views. I don't think at my size of a channel that's going to happen, and I don't think really in this situation that there is as much at stake really. People are going to still watch his video. They're not going to not watch it because of this. By all means, the link is already in the description. Check it out if you want. I'm going to clip this into an episode, so if you don't want to watch this and you want to go to that, then by all means do that. But we're going to watch it here today. It's only 34 minutes and 45 seconds long. Again, it's weird because I have the same nervousness that he clearly had of covering this almost, because it's such a delicate topic. But in the case of all YouTuber apologies, it's just not the one. He needs to do better than this. And my personal feeling is that this is, well, I mean, you're all going to see, but that there are some points missed, let's say. The comments are already on the actual video wild. So anyway, let's react to it. This is the world we live in. This is the ecosystem we live in, I guess. Anyway, hello to everyone that's jumped on. I know this isn't my usual time to stream. I don't know what we were doing. This is such a crazy world we live in. But anyway, hi Pup, hi Darkstrider, hi Sharon, hi Mary, everyone else that's jumped on. Anyway, so without further ado, let's watch this. I'm going to be interjecting and quite a lot. So if you want to watch the full thing, I completely understand. You go ahead and do that. Grab a beverage, grab a snack if you can. I have my probably last coffee of the day. What a somber moment. Okay, shall we? There's so much to get through. Oh, there's so much to get through. Right, let's just start, shall we? Hi, Ambrose. Thanks for being here, everyone. Let's watch this. Oh my gosh. Let me know if audio and stuff is a problem.
Hey, everyone. I'm sorry for taking so long to make this video or to say anything. I'm in the hospital. I've been in the hospital for a little over a week. I tried to do something really stupid.
Again, I'm just going to add, I haven't added anything. I'm just going to say, I want to do this so respectfully, and you can see this man is hurting. His whole career has come crumbling down, albeit he made it himself on brittle pillars of lies and deceit and plagiarism, for sure. But we're still seeing someone upset here. I mean, content warning. This is going to be sad. This is going to be someone in crisis. I'm going to be respectful, but I'm also not going to let the absolute lies go untold. I don't know the story. I'm not going to even comment on the fact that he opened with "I'm in the hospital" or "I was in the hospital." I mean, he's not. Again, we've all been there. I mean, okay. Full disclosure, I have been there. I have been in a mental institution for a few days after situations. Okay, and so I will come at this from both angles of I've been there. I know how bad things can get. Equally, I have been there, so I know how bad things are, and just, yeah, both sides. Anyway, respectfully, there's not too much else I need to say on that. We're gonna just keep watching. I hope he is doing okay. I hope he's healing. I hope he is safe. I hope he has a support system around him. I hope he is gonna get through this. I really hope that's clear. I'm not on his side. I don't like him as a person at all. But I don't think anyone deserves to be hurting or in harm. And I think the ideal is surely a world where no one is hurting, including the people he hurt. Though, let's just make that clear. So anyway, let's watch some more. Okay, let's watch some more.
I'm really only here now because before I did it, I called my dad to talk to him one more time, and he figured out something was wrong and called paramedics or 911 or they got here, and I woke up in the hospital, and yeah, anyway, I'm not trying to make this a sob story. I'm just trying to explain why I've been so quiet. I had a friend from back home checking my emails and stuff. And yeah. But anyway, I want to say that I'm really, really sorry. Really, really sorry.
I'm sorry. I really want to be respectful, but I'm also going to be honest. And I'm just going to add one personal opinion. This is my opinion. This is allegedly, in my opinion, absolutely all disclaimers and respect for everyone in any situation that feels a certain way. I am completely on the side of believing someone who is going through a difficult time, unabashedly. The only one thing I will say about my personal experience, having been in that situation, and it was to do with the gender dysphoria, it was nothing to do with anything like this. When I have been at that low, I didn't care about checking my emails. I'm just gonna, I know that is almost a terrible thing to have to say, but like, if you are in a place where that's, I don't even want to have to say what I have to say, but I don't know. This is so difficult because I know how I felt in certain situations. Everyone will have friends that have different things. People have gone through different things. Some people won't have gone through this and they won't know what I'm trying to even say. But like, I don't think someone at home, my friend checking my emails, was on the top of my list of things to worry about. That's all I will add to that. I'm not taking away from the legitimacy of what he's saying. I still see him hurting for sure. But like, oh god, I'm gonna get myself cancelled at this rate.
This stuff in the videos, not crediting people and for a lot of videos, you know, I did the opening titles thing, and I tried to put, like, this is based on this person's research or this person's book, but I know now that wasn't enough.
Okay, so we're straight on to the situation at hand. Okay, so take from that what you will. He unless he's talking about another situation, I don't know, but if he's talking about the Evil Queens video where he only put in the credit saying this is based on a book after he was called out for using the book, then I don't think that is an excuse. Just saying, starting off strong.
And then there were a lot of times that there were a lot of times that stuff just got put in and there was no attempt at crediting anybody. And I'm really, really sorry.
Okay, so one theme I'm probably going to have throughout this live reacting to this, and I will let a bit more play. We're already 4 minutes in. Is that, like, do we live in a world where saying sorry just forgives us of what we've done? I mean, he will. There's more. Trust me, I'm sure. But like, we need some more. There are people that have been actively affected. Like the whole entire. I mean, I've had people in my comments of the videos I've made that said, I don't know who to trust anymore. I don't know who, as a creator, I can actually trust. You've taken the rug from within us, from under us, of trust and belief in the entire creator industry. Like for especially in the queer communities, especially with the topics he covers. Like, this has shattered an image for many people. I'm sorry that a lot of stuff got in that I just completely did add and plagiarized isn't going to cut it. I personally think. I'd love to. We'll see. There's more. We'll see. Okay. Ooh, I need to chill.
And I'm not sorry that I got caught. I'm sorry for ever doing it. I honestly didn't realize that I was hurting people. And now that I know that I was hurting people,
how did you not know you were hurting people?
I'm really sorry.
When you just stole their work. I like, he was called out for it. Oh, I'm gonna get angry.
I lost my best friend because of this. Nick and I had been best friends since 2011 or 12. We'd been friends online, and then he lived in Ottawa, and I moved to Ottawa so that we could be like friends in person. And then we moved back to. I moved back to Nova Scotia, and Nick came with me, and then we then eventually moved to the Toronto area, and we lived together for 7 years, 8 years. We lived together for a really long time, and he hasn't spoken to me since this happened.
It's sad to see him sad. I really have to state that. I want to do this as respectfully as I can. Like, this isn't a nice thing to see someone go through, but this is also watching someone go through the action, like the effects of their actions. This is cause and effect, and I'm sorry, like, for you to lose your best friend, James, is really sad. Staying off the apology of saying how sorry you are that you didn't know you were hurting people, I think is a bit of a bold statement. You didn't know that for years stealing people's work was going to hurt people. Well, then you're either a sociopath or you are lying. I can't really. I mean, let's be respectful, but let's also be clear here. I stole people's work. I didn't credit them for years on end. I was constantly called out, but I denied it on live streams. I didn't know I was going to hurt people by doing that. Like, well, do you not think people have feelings? Like, again, trying to be respectful, but also call out problems when I see them. That's a bit wild. And then to move on to talking about how I lost my best friend. Like, respectfully, I don't care. I don't care if you lost your best friend because of this. Because you did something wrong and they stopped talking to you. Don't do something wrong then. Like in a parallel world, I haven't lost my best friend because I haven't done anything wrong enough for my best friend to stop talking to me. Like, okay, that's a very non-connected statement. And I don't want to be like, he's trying to get sympathy. Of course he is. This is what an apology is. And that's, and to an extent, okay, you try and get your sympathy, my guy. Try and build some, I mean, we'll talk about that in a second, but like, I'm not hearing enough accountability for what he actually did. We're 5 minutes in and it's like, we haven't really talked about any tangible things as of yet. Anyway.
Sorry, I said I wasn't going to make this a sob story. I should have got some Kleenex. But again, I'm really, really, really sorry for the things that I did in the videos.
Which were?
Copying people's work and not crediting them properly or at all.
There we go. Not crediting them properly or at all. Yeah, it's called plagiarism. There's another word for it.
Apologize for the misinformation and just outright lies that ended up in the videos. I honestly say that I never intended for any of that stuff to be in the videos. In most cases, I didn't write it, but...
Okay, so hold on, just pulling him up there. Sorry for not crediting properly. Sorry for not crediting at all. And sorry for the misinformation. I never intended for any of that stuff to be in the videos. Now, which one is he talking about here? Is he talking about I never intended for the non-credited people to be in the videos? Well, then he shouldn't have done it. I'm not... try not to swear on stream. I'm sorry that in the videos they ended up not having proper crediting, I can maybe see. Or is he, I'm sorry that the misinformation got into the videos, because that's a different thing. That's like fine. No one would actively put misinformation in his videos. We need to hear more about the people that he stole the work from. Like, the misinformation, that's lack of due diligence. But outright active plagiarism is a malice act that you know what you're doing. And does that make sense? Am I off the mark here?
You know, it was my face on the channel. It was my name on the channel. I should have been... I should have been more diligent about fact-checking and stuff. Because there was a lot of really stupid shit in there. It's just so easy to check. And I just never did. I just took it for granted. I want to thank Hbomberguy and his team for setting up the fund.
Oh my god! Oh my Oh, this is messy. This girls, it's getting messy. He wants to thank Hbomberguy for setting up the fund for the creators. That's noble. But there's another way around that, James. You could not plagiarize from them from the beginning. No, wild times. Whew. I'm actually shaking. I'm actually shaking. I've got like crazy people viewing this. Honestly, chat as well. Let me know if I could be doing better. If I want to be respectful for all of this. I really do. But also still not let the gaslighting happen, basically. So, but by all means, call me out if you're like, no, Louise, that's not the one. Let me know. Okay? No, I don't want anyone to hold back on me. Okay?
To make some money available for the authors that were wronged, and the journalists and writers and I want to help somehow. I don't know how. I've seen a lot of people online saying how much money I apparently make, and they're way overestimating.
Again, sorry, respectfully, I thought you had a friend checking your emails all week while you were in the hospital. I'm not saying I don't believe that. I'm saying let's just talk about the differences from literally 8 minutes ago. If you had a friend checking your emails, I mean, maybe he's looking as well. I'm not trying to like find a plot hole where it's not there, but I'm just trying to talk from memory about what I heard a second ago. And if you again, take from that with what you will, but like he just said earlier, he had someone checking his emails. He's been in hospital, but also now he's talking about how he's been watching people's comments and stuff. I mean, I'm not saying both can't be true. I'm just saying let's just be aware of what we're hearing here.
Beyond the fact that Nick and I split everything 50-50, they're still way overestimating how much money came in.
Sorry, again, you could prove that very much if you wanted to with numbers. I think, I'm not sure, I don't know, you could give an estimate, you could give something, I don't know, I'm just saying. I heard somewhere that YouTube doesn't let you show your numbers, but I know that some people do, I don't know.
And the Toronto area is expensive, so there's not really any kind of savings. I'm moving home really soon. For them, Nick, there's nothing for me here, and like I said, it's really expensive. And so I want to thank them for setting up that fund, and I want to help somehow. The only thing I can think of right now is to make most of the videos public again. And every month I can send the ad revenue from all of the past videos. Because there were plenty that didn't have any uncredited stuff in them.
Two things, and I'm going to say them before I forget. You can see his eyes there just being like, picking his wording. There was plenty that didn't have uncredited stuff in them. Well, okay, what were you going to say there? There aren't also suddenly loads of videos that have loads of credits and then some that just are missing. Are you potentially, again, allegedly, in my opinion, stepping around the wording of there are some where I didn't just copy people's work, like Hbomberguy's video says? You know, it's not all of the videos, no one's claiming that. Did he maybe just step around that wording on purpose? And you can kind of see it in his eyes. You be the judge, it's just my opinion. Allegedly, don't sue me, I have no lawyer, I'm poor. Also, he's talking now about making the videos he has put as private or unlisted or whatever, back as public, and putting the ad revenue from past videos in the pool to go to creators. Now, Now pay attention to that because it comes up later.
I can make them public again, and then every month I can send the AdSense to either I can send it to Hbomberguy's team that they can add to the fund, or I can start a fund myself. And every month I can publicly say how much money was made on the AdSense and show it, and send that to the writers and stuff every month. I don't know what the system for that would be, but I'd be more than happy to do that. And, you know, some of the videos, like the killing stalking video, brought in like a pretty decent amount of money every month, so that would be helpful, I think. I also put either in the description or the pinned comment the names of the authors, so that anyone watching the video knows where all of the information came from, that it wasn't me going out doing journalism. I never thought anyone thought that I was doing like journalism and stuff.
Again, not the problem. We don't need the names of the people you plagiarized in your videos. You've sat and read out articles, article by article, of other people's hard work. You can't really cite that. That's not a citation. That's not me saying, this is my point I'm making, and someone made a similar point, and this is their name, the article that they made the point in, the words they said to make their point. Anyway, back to my point, something I wrote myself. You can't cite that if you just have videos where you're reading out other people's work. Let alone the fact of just putting their name in a video doesn't really count as citation anyway. Plus, the talking point he's just said about, I didn't know people thought I was doing journalism. No, I didn't see anything like that. We didn't think you were a journalist, James. We thought you were a content creator. And there's this weird thing about the term content creation. It's where you're actually like creating the content you make, not just reading someone else's article out. I don't think, and please let me know if someone thought he was a journalist. There's a difference between journalism and research as well. And yeah, so, but anyway, I still feel like he's dancing around the point. I don't feel like there's any genuine accountability and any actual sense of, this is what I did wrong. These are the people I did it to. These are the videos I did it in. This is a timescale I did it by, and this is how much I made. I'm going to do this to make it better. I'm going to do this to say sorry. And I'm going to do this from now on. Like, there's still so many elements missing there, if not all of them. Oh my God. Oh my God.
And I don't think anyone did. But the people who actually were doing it should have been given the credit that they deserved. They did the hard work. All I did was edit a video. They did the hard work, and they deserved the credit. Sorry about that. Phone stopped recording. Yes, they deserved credit, and when it was something like the recent history of Hollywood videos, right there in the opening credits, I put Vito Russo's name, that it was adapted from his book.
Again, I'm sorry, I'm calling it like that. A, that's not enough. That's not a citation. And B, I don't think that's okay that you can just read someone's book. I don't know. I don't know the facts about this one specifically, but again, this isn't accountability. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm here. I can't believe I'm in a world where I'm sitting reacting to this video. This is wild. Whew. Anyway, we're nearly halfway through.
Was it? Same thing went for the Gay Panic video and the Gay Holocaust video. The Gay Holocaust video was adapted from 2 books, and the Gay Panic video was adapted from a lot of journalism. And I put their names right at the beginning of the videos.
This is not enough. Sorry.
But I understand that that's not how citation works. Now, I understand that. I get it.
Sorry, you understand now. Again, I need to be respectful, but how can you claim that you only now understand that's how citation works after these allegations being made for years, called out to you for plagiarism? At that point, did you not Google what a citation is? At that point, did you not think, oh, okay, I made a mistake once by not citing the author, like the Queen's, Disney Queen's one. Maybe from this point, I should cite correctly from all of the research I'm doing to prevent this from happening again. How come you didn't get to that conclusion months or years ago? How come you let it get this far? Because you knew what you were doing, and this is you not taking full accountability. And I'm sorry, like someone in chat, Oki Tavia, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce you, darling, sorry, says like he's not said the word plagiarism, and I completely agree. I think that yeah, that's yeah. Oh, I'm shaking.
And I want to do better. I know a lot of people hate me now, because I did bad shit. But I want to try and do better. At some point, I'd like to make videos again.
Okay, so I'm going to stop you right there. Okay, so this is the main thing I want to say in this live stream. This is why I'm reacting today. So he wants to make videos again, okay? And so this is the decision that we as a group, as a community, we need to come together and really make. So let me put it like this, okay? On the right, we often see people say like, oh, the woke mob, they cancel people for no reason, blah, blah, blah. I don't see there's such thing as cancellation. I see that consumers are taking the active decision to pick what kind of content they consume, what kind of products they consume, okay? If I don't want to play Hogwarts Legacy, that's up to me. And if it's my opinion that someone playing Hogwarts Legacy was transphobic, then that's up to me. That's a separate issue. I didn't know too much about that. I wasn't on that specific subject. But that's, to me, what the cancel culture that they call it is. It's us having accountability for our own actions. So, in the same vein, I would never say to someone, don't make videos. Don't be on this platform. You shouldn't have a voice. Unless they're being harmful, like people are getting hurt, like certain right-wing pundits that we talk about, that's a separate level, okay? He's not... So, like, okay. I would never even presume to have enough of a right to tell someone not to make videos. I can suggest it. I can say, I wouldn't if I were you, Mr. Somerton. I would get a career, something else. Like, but that's just my opinion. That's not what I would say, right? But what I would say for the community is that we all need to come together and discuss as to whether this kind of person should be a creator that we watch. We should have that discussion. We should be allowed to have this discussion. He's stolen from people in the community. He's stolen the work from people in the community that he is meant to be standing for, that his videos claim to stand for. Are we allowed to let him back? I mean, that is a genuine question. Like, obviously, anyone can upload a video to YouTube. You can make a new account. You can do what you want. But, like, should he be doing that? I don't know. I personally won't be watching his videos. Let me put it like that.
I'd like to do videos that are fully sourced, where I will put a link to the script where you can find all of the sources, so that everyone is properly given the credit that they deserve. Any kind of research that's done, credit for any B-roll that's used, whether it's like stock footage or movies or TV shows or video games or anything like that. Have it all in there. I would like to become a really, really good example of giving proper credit.
And I'd like to become a millionaire, but I'm afraid that isn't the lifestyle choice I chose from the beginning. And because of the results of my actions, I'm probably not going to become a millionaire. And so if you wanted to be that amazing creator, James, you should have done that from the beginning. You should have cited people from the beginning. You should have done all of these things from the beginning. My personal advice to you, for some reason you see this, is that you should do that for your previous videos. You should go back, cite everyone, if you want to call it citing. You should list every time you plagiarize. You should give every single person you stole from credit. Then you should let those videos make that ad revenue if that's what you decide to do. Give it to people in a fair way that it works, show that you're doing it, and then you should cease to create making new videos. That's what I would do in this situation. Alas, I'm not going to find myself in this situation because I make my own videos. There you go.
To writers and journalists, and I know a lot of you watching this aren't really gonna care, and you would rather I just disappear. But I would like to try to do better. I never ever intended to hurt anybody. I never thought that's what I was doing. Before I went to the hospital, I read a lot of stuff from people who were really hurt. Not just authors and stuff, but people who watched my videos who were hurt by stuff in them. People think that I hate ace people and women and bisexual people and lesbians, and that's not true. It's not true. I'm sorry that stuff made it into videos that just shouldn't have been there. Misinformation and lies. I promise you I did not write that stuff.
Is he going to throw Nick under the bus?
I should have been a lot more exacting when Nick and I would be editing scripts, but I promise you that those are not, I don't think those things.
For anyone as well, with context, Nick has made a statement about James Somerton. We can go through it if you want, if people need to see it. But Nick's very much separated himself from the situation as much as someone who is just a co-writer can. And I'm sorry, like, not to get to the nitty gritty of things, but this channel isn't called James and Nick Write About Queer Culture. It's called James Somerton. His name and face is on everything. This is actually why I don't work with other people. I get offered it sometimes, but I would see at my stage of creation now at this very small level, even still, it's actually more work to have someone else do some part of it for me, and then me have to check it and then make it something that I'm comfortable releasing anyway. That's just as much work at even my level. So I don't, my personal opinion is if you're going to hire a co-writer or anything, or a fact checker or a researcher, which many channels do at that level, and I get that, you have to own it. I'm sorry, you have to do the due diligence, and he's still spinning the conversation to that, and that's, I mean, we've yet to hear him actually own up to stealing people's work, really, have we? Like, he hasn't once said, yeah, I read out articles in full, I'm so sorry, this was terrible. Really, has he? So, yeah.
I specifically want to apologize to asexual people who feel like I just completely delegitimized you. Nick being ace, I know it's kind of like, you know, no two gay people are exactly the same and no two ace people are exactly the same, but I kind of, when it came to that, I would just kind of run with Nick's judgment and his observations and stuff like that. And I'm not trying to throw Nick under the bus, which a bunch of people were saying that I was setting him up as doing, which is not true. This whole thing, Nick and I were 50-50 partners. It wasn't, I hired him to have a scapegoat or something like that. I never hired Nick. Nick and I were roommates for years before I started doing YouTube videos. And then people started watching them. And I asked Nick if he wanted to help me write them. And he said yes, and we started splitting first the AdSense, and then the Patreon, and then the sponsorships. We just split everything.
Again, I'm going to add what I perceive to have potentially happened. This is just my opinion. I don't have really any solid facts behind this, so take this with a huge grain of salt. But even in the situation he's just described, I would very much also imagine potentially that he shared his methodology with Nick, because from the Discord statement that Nick had been proven to release that said, like, I don't really fact check, I just make stuff up or something, and that's a paraphrase, I don't have the exact phrase, if someone does, please let me know, but like it's very much giving like, hey, I'm onto this really good cash cow, I'm making these videos in this way and it's making this much money, do you want in on it? We can make more videos, we can split it 50-50. Like, I can imagine what he's saying is true, but he's missing out the key point in that the writing that he's saying that they both shared was in fact somewhat partially, as proven by Hbomberguy, just taking other people's work and rewording it in some ways and just reading it out. Like, I can envision in my head, and this is my opinion, this is just my opinion, I can envision how maybe he taught Nick the way he was doing it. They did it the same way, both aware of it, and carried on. Like, I can imagine how that might happen. That's all I'm saying. I don't have any facts for that. Don't come for me. I'd love to be proven wrong. Yeah.
Nick was never supposed to be a fall guy. I'm sorry. Maybe I should have waited longer to do this. But yeah, I don't think those things. And I don't think Nick does either. I think it was just how fast we were writing stuff and how fast we were putting videos out it was too fast.
Yeah, there's a reason it was.
And we weren't putting the care into them that needed to be put into them. I've seen a lot of people on social media and other YouTubers even lying about me, but other Hbomberguy was not one of them. Just want to be clear about that. Except I was never setting Nick up to be a fall guy, and Telos was never a scam. it was never a grift or anything like that. I swear.
Okay, we're on to Telos, and again, I'm gonna choose my wording. Telos, for anyone without context, is the Kickstarter for a like a movie production company that James started and many people funded, and I've seen the number around $60,000. I actually checked the site a few days ago, and the recent comments are a lot of people that haven't like commented in years because it's kind of come and gone. A lot of people had been commenting now, like, give us our money back. This was not fair of you and stuff like that. And you, as far as I know, that's still up. You can see that page now. So let's see what he says about Telos. Is he going to talk about where the money went? Is he going to pay people back? Is he going to make a film? You know, is he going to actually start a production company? Like, let's see what tangible answers he provides us.
It was not. It's not. In the next couple of days, I'm going to send out a message to the Telos supporters on Indiegogo and explain the whole situation in more detail to them, because we were not super clear about everything that was going on with Telos, and so I understand why it seems like we weren't doing anything, but we were. We were doing a lot of work.
In the Hbomberguy video, there is a specific section where the kind of pre-production video film title, like pre-film kind of posters that James added to this. Hbomberguy showed how they were stock images with like just titles added. Now, in the absolute best faith I could possibly imagine, that doesn't mean he wasn't making, you know, steps towards producing a film in the background. But there is a dishonesty in even that act anyway, and we're years down the line. Like, yeah, again, we all know the situation, but him saying now he's going to make a statement on Telos for those Kickstarters. My question is, why not make it here? You know the world is watching. The world of queer LeftTube anyway, or YouTube, like, why not make it here? Why maybe you want to take your time to make that statement? Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. Oof.
We just weren't talking about it because we made that initial first announcement for Final Girl, and that fell through, and I'll explain that to the message I send out to the supporters, which I'm sure will end up on Reddit or somewhere.
Again, sorry, not to labour the point, but surely you know the facts now. Surely you're aware of what happened contextually now. Or is it potentially, again, just my opinion, that you're putting this out first to see the reaction, to see if there is any strain of respectability that you can claw back? And if Telos remains to be the main issue, then you'll add that into your statement later. Like, or maybe that's happening. I don't know. Just, we'll keep it respectable. We'll keep it in good faith. But potentially, you could have, you know what happened. Why couldn't you say that here? You know, a few extra minutes, even a summary, my guy. 10 seconds. Add it to your video. Just wondering. Just wondering.
After that, we didn't want to talk about it too much until we had something really concrete, and I'll explain all of that in that message. Telos was and is not a grift. I was never going to take the money and run. None of the money that came in for Telos was ever going to be paying me or Nick. It was going to be paying queer actors and artists, musicians, things like that. And I know there's been lots of talk about budgets and all of this stuff, and people saying I'm really stupid for thinking that a movie could be made for that little money, but there are examples of it being done, and I actually do have a work ethic.
Again, no one's questioning your work ethic. It's quite hard to plagiarize that much, my guy. What the money from Telos was going to be paid to gay actors, queer actors. what stopped you? This was, if I'm not mistaken, years down the line. Are you waiting on that Kickstarter money to come through? Like, I'm genuine question, like, what stopped you? Was going to be paid, is the lexicon you just went with, was going to be paid. Did something happen? I know he commented about setting up the business, which took a lot more than he expected and stuff like that. Again, show the receipts. Like, could we not? Basically, if I'm gonna push the boundaries here. In my opinion, if he was being genuine, there would be far more evidence he could bring to the table to prove he's being genuine. That's all I'm saying. That is all I'm gonna say.
Anyway,
But no, I'm sorry, not anyway. That isn't enough. Like, not, oh, anyway. No, is it just me? Does that not quite scratch the itch of the whole Telos situation and the $60,000 that you have obtained through the Kickstarter from people that you crowdfunded? Is it me, or is that not enough for me right now? Like, the statement coming later, yeah, great, we'll look forward to that, but a little summary would be great. Some receipts of where that money went would be great. Understanding of what the situation led to here would be great. Even a timeline of the few months that passed since then would be great. An explanation as to why you never came out with this information before Hbomberguy's video would be great. Anything, please, that'd be great. That'd be snap. Yeah, just okay. I need to chill. Oh, whew. But okay, look at the difference from the beginning of the video, like, to now. Like, this is just.
But yeah, anyway, I do want to keep making videos, and I know a lot of you won't watch them, and that's fine. But I really liked making videos.
You didn't make videos. You stole people's work and filmed yourself reading it out. It's not really. I mean, yeah, it's a video for sure, but you didn't make them, did you? Really?
We ended up making a lot of videos we didn't want to make. Because people were asking for them, and so there were a lot of videos we made that we didn't want to make, and I think those videos are very clear on which ones those were. One of them never got officially released. It was released to patrons. Some patrons have shared it to other people before all the videos went private. And a lot of people hate the analysis that Nick and I did on it. And so maybe it's good that that never got properly released, because maybe it would have hurt people.
Am I the only one picking up in the assumption that this was something he created himself, and maybe he didn't say that out loud, but he's talking about him and Nick made something, it was patron only. I get the sense, potentially, this is again just my opinion, that he's making the connection that this is something he tried to create himself. He hasn't said that, and then it was received poorly, so maybe that was enough to push him back into the frame of, like, I'm clearly not good at creating my own stuff from scratch, so let me carry on the methodology of plagiarizing. That's the vibe I'm getting. That's just me. That's just my opinion. I could be reading too much into it, and I will put my hands up to that.
But I do want to make videos again sometime. I'd love to do, like, retrospectives on him.
Why don't you do a retrospective on this whole situation and how you could have done better? Let's start there.
If you watch the channel Be Kind Rewind, they're an amazing channel that do a lot of retrospectives on older Hollywood movies, and I would love to do that for gay movies. A lot of gay movies people my age and younger just have never heard of, things like Torch Song Trilogy and Long Term Companion and stuff like that, movies from the 70s and 80s and the 90s, and things that were, like, really influential for gay cinema that no one talks about. And, you know, I'd like to talk about those, not just those movies, but how they got made and stuff like that. I would love to do something like that. I swear on my mother's grave that there will be no copying people.
Okay, I don't care what you say about the future. We're here to talk about the past. That is as simple as that.
Every source will be cited in a document and on screen. Because I really liked doing research. I loved doing research, reading the books and articles and stuff like that.
Stealing them.
The part of me that was lazy was the copy and paste part. Instead of just putting it into my words and just citing them properly and giving them credit, that's where...
Again, just to open the window and let some of this gas out before it's lit. No one is ever questioning his lack of ability to cite. I think that's something we really have to contextualize here. No one is saying, James, you didn't really cite very well. Hbomberguy's video was a systematic breakdown of how he plagiarized work. And again, I said this earlier at the live stream, but the difference being, if you read a book and you say, I have this opinion, and I read this book and it says something similar that's a valid point to add to my opinion, I'm going to cite that line that sums it up well, or this paragraph even, that I need to make a point to my point, and then I'm going to make my point, and then I'm going to put that out there. And the chunk that I took from that video or whatever was this line, quote marks this person at this time in this book. It's not a question of whether he did that correctly. Putting someone's name at the beginning of an hour-long video and then reading their full article isn't a citation. That's an insult. And at this point, he's adding insult to injury by even assuming that that's what we're asking of him. We are not. We're asking you to have some accountability of the people that you just literally stole their work from. I haven't had a single name, not a single person that has been named in this apology video. I'm sorry. I really wanted to keep this respectful, but I am a person as well. And this is an insult, I think, really. I'm sorry. Let's be honest. He's not mentioned anyone. None of the people on the playlist that Hbomberguy systematically lets out. I did it in my live stream last week. I watched some of the videos myself. I acclimatized to got to know some of these new people. This isn't about you citing wrong, James. This is about you stealing work for years. Oh, allegedly, in my opinion. Oh my goodness.
Came in. That was it. I wasn't trying to be malicious. That was just laziness. And I promise, for anyone who does watch the videos that I make going forward, I promise that will never happen again. And I welcome the highest level of scrutiny on the new videos.
On the new videos. I bet they're rubbish as well.
As for Patreon, I'm going to reactivate it.
Here we go, Patreon, everybody. I'm going to reactivate it.
Because I saw a lot of people on social media saying that I was probably going to reactivate it right on January 1st so that everyone could get a surprise billing.
Okay, again, I'm gonna notch it up a couple of respectability levels here, respectfully. Earlier in this apology, not 27 minutes ago, you did tell us earlier in this video that you have been in hospital, not claiming the whole time for sure, but you did say that you had a friend check your emails and stuff. So kind of which is it? Like, if you're now telling us that you've been watching to the point of knowing what people have said specifically about Patreon, which is one specific problem in all of this. At the beginning of the video, potentially it would have been more honest to say, I have been watching what's happening, I've been watching the aftermath, and I'm aware of what people have been saying. That to me is more honest than I don't know what the situation is, which is what he alluded to. So I'm sorry, I'm not to call it on that, because I know the beginning of this is a really hard thing to watch, and my heart does go out to him. Let me make that super clear, okay? I don't wish him to be hurting the way he is. Yes, he is very much coming up with his comeuppance. You know, this is the effect of his own actions. But I don't want him to do anything stupid. I've said it before, and I really do mean that. As someone that has been at a low point, I know several other people have, and you know, I don't wish that on anyone. At the end of the day, like, yeah, but like, if you're gonna make a video and edit it clearly, which you have done, at least be honest at this point, because we are as if the whole world isn't going to be sniffing out whether you are telling us more lies. As if Hbomberguy's video now has 10 million views. You don't think you've got 10 million people thinking about whether you're being honest or not? You think you are that intelligent that you can lie to 10 million of us? Well, someone that did this for 2 years probably does. But anyway, we have a few minutes left.
The money and run, and no. First of all, that was never my plan, and I'm not going to do it. I'm going to reactivate it now so that anyone who wants to leave, which I imagine will be the vast majority, can leave and not have to be worried about being billed again in January.
Okay, I'm gonna... I was never a part of his Patreon. I barely was active in his community. I wasn't even on his Discord. But I'm gonna go as far as to assume that people have definitely the next billing cycle in their mind for sure, but I think a lot more people have the previous situation in mind. And yes, you live in Toronto, and yes, things are expensive, but there's not been any talk about like where the money so far has been made has gone, which I think if it were me, I would have at least talked about. And I just want to say in the comments, I just saw something from Toast Gaming. I'm a small creator. I just want to say, like, oh, okay, hold on, something else is being said. It's really sad to see what you went through. You also just said, and to be honest, I think you're a virtue signaler. I think it's cowardly to constantly point out the past and not look to the future. He tried his hand and failed. Let him have a second chance. Well, okay. Now, we talked about this earlier. I'm sorry for what you went through. I really am. And it's I said this earlier in the stream. I think we need to just, like, talking about cancel culture again for a second, like, everyone has the right to watch what they want, to do what they want. I don't believe in cancel culture per se. I believe it's people making decisions for themselves, okay? Toast Gaming, you make your own decision. At no point have I told you what to do or how to feel, or anyone, really. If people still want to watch what he releases, fine. I'm just giving my opinion, and I respect you for yours. This isn't a place of, like, don't do this, do this. I'm calling out things where it was, for sure, but equally, I do think we should hold people accountable. I think that's what we're seeing in the world, and, like, good. Okay, let me put it like this. I would want anyone that watches my channel to hold me to this level of accountability as well, by all means. So, do what you will. I mean, maybe some people will watch his video and give him a second chance. You're a bigger person than I am, really. But then people are invested, for sure. I understand that. And I some ways I respect you, but I also don't want you to be hurt again, and I don't want you to be, I don't want anything bad to happen, really, to just anyone. Like, but yeah, anyway. Good for you, though. You're a bigger person than I am.
Yeah. So, in closing, I am, again, incredibly sorry. And again, I'm not sorry because I was caught. I'm sorry because I honestly didn't know how much I was hurting people.
Sorry, just another comment on the account that just come in. There is an issue with the profile icon, and I've made the decision to remove comments and hide from the channel. But I wish that person all the best. There's just a little bit of a worrying icon in their channel, so just FYI, that's what I've made that decision for. I hope it's okay. Again, no one's against the idea of forgiveness here at all. Like, sure, but we also have the ability to make our own decisions thereafter, and like, I don't think forgiving someone is akin with then continuing to support them. They're very different things. Some of the other people saying I was trolled there, fair enough. But I mean, I said what I said, and I stand by my statement.
And how much harm I was bringing to the community, because that's not ever what I intended. I wanted the channel to be a safe place. I spent so much time deleting comments that were hateful. I've recently found out that I wasn't being notified about that I wasn't seeing comments that were in replies to other comments, so there were plenty of hateful comments in the comment section that I wasn't seeing that were plenty hateful, and I didn't know that. But I wanted the channel to be a safe place, and it ended up not being a safe place. And for the misinformation, that kind of falls into two categories. One, I did the wrong research into historical things, and other things, they're not what I wrote. Again, thank you to Hbomberguy and his team for making the fund for the writers.
I'm sorry.
I'd like
to thank Hbomberguy for correctly giving the funds of his video or pledging to give the funds from the ad revenue of his video to the people that he has actively plagiarized in an apology video so far 31 minutes long, in which he hasn't said the word plagiarism once. He hasn't, as far as I remember, given the single name of a person whose work he stole from once. To thank Hbomberguy for doing the work to undo the evil this man has done is wild to me. Wild.
Contribute to that somehow, so if it's okay to make the videos public and send all of the public again, and send all, it won't be all the videos because some of them had to be taken down because sponsors wanted them taken down, but I can put the videos back up with the sources properly put in, either for I guess for the videos that would be going up from zero, I could actually put sources like in the videos, which would be good.
it just sounds like he's coming to this revelation now. Like, I could put sources in the videos. Yeah, you could have years ago.
The other ones that would just be made live again, I could put them in a pinned comment, because I think people read pinned comments more than they read the descriptions. Descriptions like disappear in a lot of places. Something like that, something so that I can try and it won't make up for what I did, but it's just something. So I'm really, really, really sorry. I hurt a lot of people that I really respect, and that really sucks. And Nick, if you're watching this, you're probably not, but I want you to know I miss you. And yeah, I want to do better. I want to do better. I want to prove that I can do better. I don't expect anyone to just give me the benefit of the doubt. But I want to show that I can do better. So I hope you'll let me do that. Again, I'm really sorry. I'm sorry about the things I did. I'm sorry that I disappointed you.
About the things you did, what were they, James? Were they not citing correctly? Or were they plagiarizing various queer creators that you also said that you were standing up for? Just a little bit of clarification on that. Half an hour in would be good, ideally.
I promise, going forward, I will do better. Thanks for watching. And I'm really sorry.
Wow. Okay. Well, you heard it here first. That was released a few hours ago. I'm not here to do much other than cover this right now. I will probably be keeping an eye out for the Telos statement for the Kickstarter. I think that's really important. And if there's anything else I can do as a creator, I want you to all let me know. I, for one, can probably confirm I won't be watching his new stuff, unless it's extremely ironically. Again, my heart goes out to everyone he did plagiarize from that weren't mentioned in this apology video. My heart goes out to the people that were originally harassed in the community for calling him a plagiarist and how that was dealt with. My heart goes out to everyone that has had their heart broken as someone that supported a creator that betrayed them. I can only promise that I'm doing everything I can. In all my videos I've released since this happened, I've stated, I wrote this myself, I filmed this myself, I edited this myself, that kind of thing. Because I think that that's the least we can do as creators. Yeah, stick around if you want. Feel free to subscribe. I'll probably clip this out if you haven't watched it in full and release it on the channel. And I will keep an eye out for this going forward. Anyway, my heart goes out to all of you. Thank you so much for watching. Many of you I saw in the comments said that they didn't want him to get the view and they wanted to see what he said. I completely understand that perfectly, and you're in your right to say so. So thank you for choosing me. I'm sure there'll be more discourse on this and I will be covering it. So if you haven't already and you want to, if you want to keep up to date, please feel free to subscribe. And thank you for lending me your ear. I'm probably going to call it there. To all, I mean, there's like hundreds of you. Bless you. This is insane. Thank you so much. I will just end on the point of like, as a creator, I can't speak for everyone else, but I will hereby say, as a trans woman, as a queer creator on LeftTube, I create my own stuff. I react to things for sure, but I am obviously explicit about that. I also make video essays. Check them out. In the Rebel playlist, I recently did this retrospective on LeftTube. If you're looking for something else to watch after this, by all means, check that out. Like, I don't know what else I can say other than like I make it myself. I make my videos myself. I script them. Sometimes my husband reads them through. I film myself on my camera up there. I edit myself. Like I don't know what else to say really. Like I'm not trying to be like you can trust me, because like I understand that no one is in the place to want to trust anyone right now. But there are good creators out there, and I can only kind of put myself forward to be one. But I understand now there needs to be proof. I heard that one of the other artists that Hbomberguy had on the playlist of small creators was also found to be plagiarizing, which was wild. So yeah, it's a scary time out there, but there are good people out there for sure. My love to you all. Yeah, left is best. Please subscribe if you want to. I'll be covering this and I'll be clipping this out into an episode later today. Take care of yourselves. Be safe. Stay positive as much as you can. And I love you all.